Welcome to Fresh Waters, spiritual reflections helping you to grow in faith. Today's session is Love One Another. The key concept is those who love God also love their brothers. The scripture today is from 1 John chapter 4, verses 7 to 12. Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. This is how God showed his love among us. He sent his one and only Son into the world that we might live through him. This is love, not that we love God, but that he loved us and sent his Son as an atoning sacrifice for our sins. Dear friends, since God so loved us, we also ought to love one another. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us, and his love is made complete in us. In our previous session, we established that the key evidence of being a Christian is love. The new commandment is to love one another. Jesus commanded us to love one another, and John shared here in 1 John 3 reasons why we need to do so. First, we need to love one another because of the source of love. Love comes from God, and if we say we are born of God and knows God, it would be demonstrated in love. Those who do not love do not know God, because God is love. Can you really love without knowing the source of love? Can you really say you know God without displaying love? Second, we need to love one another because of the example of love. God showed his love among us by sending his only Son into the world so that we can have life. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. It is out of love that God sent his Son to die for our sins, and ultimately resulting for us eternal life. The Apostle Paul wrote, "But God demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us." When God commands us to love, he has already demonstrated to us how we are to display this pure, selfless, and sacrificial love. Finally, we need to love one another because of the life of love. Since we claim to know the source of love, and having seen and experienced the example of love, it should result in us living a life of love. We love because God lives in us, and his love is made complete in us. When I was 16, I was a counselor at a children's camp. We had many activities during the day and slept in bunk beds in a cabin at night. One night there was one camper who would not go to sleep and was causing all kinds of problems. The problem escalated to the point where my anger rose to the boiling point, and my mind was screaming, "I hate you." We are naturally more instruments of hate than instruments of love. A few days later, on my day off from the camp, I was reading from 1 John chapter 4, verses 19 to 21. Here's what it reads. We love because he first loved us. If anyone says, "I love God," yet hate his brother, he is a liar. For anyone who does not love his brother whom he has seen cannot love God whom he has not seen. And he has given us this command: whoever loves God must also love his brother. After reading these words, I felt ashamed and was humbled before God. I went back to the camp changed, with a new mission to love anyone that God brings across my path. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in him. Those who love God also love their brothers. My prayer for you is that your love for one another is your best expression of God in you. Just think about it. If God is love, can we truly love without God? Are there people in your life that you find hard to love? Is your love pure, selfless, and sacrificial? What can you do this week to express your love to others? May God bless you in your spiritual journey.